Well, that began, the conception was in 2012. Once I was reading a magazine, and there was an article on one of the children from China who could read something. Let's say if you write something on a paper and crumble it, and after crumbling it, he would just put it in his hands and read out what he had written. That was mind blowing for me. It was just an article. But the same day, one little child came to me and he said, Uncle, Uncle, I can read with my feet. And he dropped three card on the floor and started touching with his feet with a blindfold. His eyes were completely, you know, closed. And after closing the eyes, he put a blindfold also. So there was a double darkness. And after touching his feet with this, after he touching the cards with his feet, he could identify those cards just within few seconds, less than a second, I would say. So I asked him, "How did you learn this?" He said, "I did some brain gym exercises and I was listening to music." So he taught me those brain gym exercises and we developed it further. And the music that he was talking about was the alpha wave music. So we, with the help of one American scientist, we embedded those alpha waves, rather the alpha music, in a Indian classical raga, Bhairavi and Raga Desh, played on a flute by Pandit Sasank, and it worked like magic. Children can go to sleep while listening to this alpha embedded classical music. Brain gym, eye exercises, and heartfulness relaxation. These four things. And I found that parents who are meditating and children, when they learn this, it creates a beautiful environment, the climate in the house, just perfect for children to bloom at a consciousness level. And that's what you are able to observe today. Bridging the gap by my saying so and giving the solution is not going to work. Every individual has to at least recognize that they have something valuable. And it pains to hear you talk like this that, oh, we used to in India. What happened to you now? If you could lose such habits, how are you going to inculcate new things to a stranger? It's not going to happen. First of all, one must value something they have been inculcated with, right? For example, when you go to office in Manhattan, okay, when if you are married, generally you would put the tikka, and all your office colleagues will ask you, why are you putting this red dot on your forehead? And few times they'll ask, and since you don't have any answers, you don't want to look like a fool, so you drop the very habit of putting tikka on your forehead. But innocent, ignorant people in villages of India, they will continue to do these things. Now we, educated people, has to find out now. We have to find out why we do what we do in a scientific way. You see, there are many reasons for which we don't have time. We can find out why we do that red, thread, why we do tikka, why we do fasting, why do we worship Ganesha, why do we have swastika, things like that. Why certain foods on certain days and not other days, why we pluck tulsi in the morning or during the day and not after the sunset, why do we have white radish before 12 noon and not after 12 noon. There is It's nothing to do with religion. All these things, all the rituals that our system has, is absolutely scientific. And since they offer us benefits at a physical and at emotional and psychic level, they associate it with religion so that people would adhere to all these things without any fear. Rather, they will adhere to it with a lot of joy.